Hey friends, do you want me to show you how to make the best brown butter oatmeal cookies? Well, stick around and I'll show you how to make them. They are so good. Your family's gonna love them. Let me show you how I make it. Come on. Today I am going to show you how to make the best oatmeal brown butter cookies that there is. You can turn this into an oatmeal raisin cookie, but my grandpa does not like that, so we're just going to stick with good old-fashioned rolled oats for our cookie. So I'm going to show you how to make it. So the first step that we are going to do, I am actually doubling this recipe. You're only supposed to use 3/4 cups of butter. I am using 24 tablespoons, which is double the recipe, and we are going to put it in this pot and we are going to brown our butter. If you do not know how to brown butter, you're about to learn how to brown some butter. The trick with brown butter, so you do not end up burning it, is to constantly stir it once it gets down to a melted state. You're going to see all these little brown bits. That is perfect. That shows that it has that rich in-depth flavor. So we have our butter sticks in and we have it about on medium heat, and we're going to let that melt down. Tips, you can use this for later on when you're making your own butter because it's wax paper and you can fold your own butter in. And a lot of people make the mistake when they are baking cookies is that they're using butter that is not cooled down. Whenever you make brown butter, you want to cook it completely and then cool it down before you mix it in with your dough. It's going to take a little while. I'm going to go through and show you the different stages. So I did not record the first stage, but the first stage, it starts bubbling up and it's very foamy. Second stage is whenever it's doing this, you're just going to keep mixing. And then once it starts to turn brown and have that nutty aroma is whenever you go ahead and take it off the heat. I just keep mixing it so it doesn't burn. It smells like movie theater popcorn right now. For this recipe, I am going to be using 2 full eggs and 2 egg yolks. I like to have my cookies with all their ingredients either hot or left out. So if I use butter, I like to use butter that's been setting out. I like to use eggs that have been setting out. I find it makes better cookies. Waiting on our butter to brown, I'm gonna go ahead and show you kind of what's the next step of what we're putting in one of our bowls. So the first thing that we're gonna do is I'm just gonna double everything. So I'm going to tell you what the measurement is and then I'm going to do 2 of it. Okay, so no one's confused. I'm going to do 3/4 cups of packed brown sugar. If you do not have brown sugar, if you have regular white sugar and some molasses, you can make your own brown sugar. Brown sugar, I actually really like dark brown sugar. It's my favorite. So here's 1. Here's 2. Next, we're gonna do 1/4 cup of white sugar. 1. 2.
Nana's here.
Okay, now that we have all of this, when our brown butter is done browning and cooling, that's when we're gonna add it to this bowl. So we're gonna go ahead and put this bowl aside. It's already prepped. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what our butter is. So you see how it's changing? We just needed to get a little bit more brown. This is kind of the yellow stage. This is right before it changes. If it takes a while to get to this stage, don't worry, you're not doing anything wrong. Let's go ahead and make our flour mixture. So here we have self-rising flour. You do not have to add baking soda. I do to give it a little more oomph. So you can if you want, you don't have to. Calls for 1 1/3 cup of flour. So here's our 1 or 1/3 cup. I'm doing 2 of these. We're just gonna put our scoop in there right now. One. 2. One. It says half a teaspoon of salt, so we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of salt.
Jane, you're gonna burn and melt into that just leaving it in there. Learn to do it how I say do it. She won't.
Do 1 teaspoon of baking soda, not baking powder. They are different. Look at my secret recipe. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. There's sugar in this too, apparently. A bit more. Who's it gonna hurt? Now we have this mixture together for whenever we have to add it in with the batter. We're just gonna mix it around. See how it's starting to change? It needs to get a little bit darker. Just a heads up, we will be freezing this dough refrigerating it. We will be refrigerating it for about 30 minutes, but I will be putting it in the freezer, so it speeds up the process a little bit, because you have to think you are using a little bit of brown butter, so refrigerated cookie dough, especially overnight, is always the best option, but we don't have time, so we're working with what we got. You see all those brown bits? That's what we want. There's all the brown bits. I'm gonna let this cool down as much as possible, and then we're gonna start making our dough. Okay, so our brown butter is finally at a roomish temperature. It's not hot anymore. So we're gonna take our sugar mixture that we made earlier, and we're going to add this and mix it together until it's kind of creamy. Just doing it 1 recipe at a time. It does say that you need to add 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. The first one we're going to do is just a regular egg. 1 egg. 2 egg. 1 egg yolk. So we're gonna get all of that. So it's just 1 little yolk. Another egg yolk. Add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. But for me, I'm just gonna add 1 tablespoon. Not even. Just about. Okay, so after we have all of this mixed up, we're gonna go ahead and take our flour mixture, and we're gonna start slowly incorporating it and mixing and folding. Now we're gonna add in 2 of these, but if you're doing a single recipe, again, it's gonna be 2/3. We're gonna add in 2/3 of rolled oats. 1. She doesn't really have much left, so we're just gonna add the whole thing. Now we're gonna fold this in. It seems like a lot, but it's okay. Here's our cookie dough. So we're gonna cover it and put it in the fridge for 30 minutes to an hour. So I have my oven preheating to 350 and these are gonna bake for around 11-ish minutes. So I went ahead and grabbed my pan. You are gonna line this with parchment paper. Now, I don't like how much access parchment paper does, so I cut it. Let's check on our dough. Looks amazing. Been sitting for about 30 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and take our ounce cookie scoop and we're gonna start scooping up this cookie dough. It's not really too firm, but it'll work. So we scoop up the cookie dough and then you're gonna place it on your parchment paper like so. Make sure they're about 2 inches apart from each other. We're gonna go ahead and place this in the oven for about 11 minutes at 350. Minutes. I'm just repeating the process with another one. And then after I'm done with that, this will go in the oven and then they will get taken out to cool while we're doing our live. And then I have to come back and make about 2 more pans. Okay, so the first batch of cookies just dinged, so they're ready to come out the oven. So let's pull them out. Some of them attach together, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and put our second batch in. Okay, so we're gonna put the second batch in. 11 minutes. So she did get me the parchment paper out and said, I have parchment paper. Shows me the parchment paper and then says, I have baking mats. So the next batches, we're gonna use these baking mats instead of parchment paper.
Because I have a lot of cookie sheets.
Still have plenty of cookie dough to do it with, so I'm gonna cover this back up, put this back in the refrigerator while we wait for the rest. Once the cookies cool down a little bit, I'm also gonna put them on this cooling rack. Look how perfect. We're gonna let these ones cool down and I am going to start the next batch on this one.
Set your timer.
Just like they.
Are we using the same recipe, Corinne?
On the second batch. First batch, she put too much oatmeal in.
I put more oatmeal than this recipe called for.
Well, she said she put too much in it at Father's Day.
I can't even get a picture of all of them. So this is the finished product for our cookies. I will be posting the recipe for my members only in the other group. I am currently on live right now, so I'm trying to speed this up. But look how perfect they are. I will be posting the recipe later, and I hope all of y'all have a great night. Bye, friends.